Hello, this is Danielle L. Scott, Managing Editor for the GBR blog. Today we have Matthew May, author of the recently released book, In Pursuit of Elegance, Why the Best Ideas Have Something Missing, which debuted at #1 on 800CEOread.com and #2 in the Creativity and Genius category of Amazon. Professor May joined the Graziadio School supporting faculty last year. He was a consultant to the University of Toyota, and he is also the author of the critically acclaimed The Elegant Solution, which won the Shingo Research Prize for Excellence. Matt, thank you so much for taking the time with us today.
Thank you. Look forward to it.
So first of all, what does elegance mean in business?
Well, elegance in business means the same thing it means in any domain, which is the unique pairing of two things: unusual or extreme simplicity and surprising impact or power. So whether you are talking about, for example, an iPhone that had no marketing strategy, whether you're talking about a Scion car, which is a very spare vehicle so that the young folks can customize it, whether you're talking about a company in France called Favi, which got rid of their personnel department and had greater employee engagement and satisfaction because of it. Whether you're talking about any of those kinds of things, it's the notion that if we're thoughtful about taking things away, sometimes we can achieve far more with much less.
So what would you say would be the opposite of elegance in business then?
Well, the opposite of elegance in business is any consumer experience with a product or a decision or a service where we scratch our heads and we think, well, God, why are they doing this to me? Mm-hmm. This seems stupid. Mm-hmm. It's wasteful. It wastes my time. It must waste the company's resources. There's too much. Think about, I don't know if you have a smartphone or not, but generally speaking, they're not as smart as they're touted to be. They do everything except keep a call, right? They have great video and music and photos, but gosh, well, wouldn't we just love to keep a call and not drop it? Mm-hmm. So inelegance is too much of something and reduces the impact and value to a customer because of it.
Overly and unnecessarily complicated.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, too much complexity, overloaded with features and benefits, too much feature creep, don't know what to do with it, just seems to be inelegant.
So can you explain the 4 key elements of elegance?
Sure. I actually started my search for elegance many years ago, and I sort of traipsed across the planet looking for a framework, and I finally found it. Professor Donald Knuth of Stanford offered a definition. He's the father of computer science. Offered a pretty simple framework, and he said that something's elegant, and he was talking about computer code, if it is symmetrical, spare, pleasingly memorable, with the ease and immortal ring of an E equals MC squared. So I massaged those a bit, and I came up with 4 elements: symmetry, subtraction, seduction, and sustainability. And symmetry is the beauty of patterns. Designers clue into symmetry or the lack of symmetry when they're designing products and services. Seduction is the notion, if symmetry is in play, you don't have to give complete information. We can seduce people and grab their attention by leaving something out in an artful way. For instance, the last episode of The Sopranos. Ballyhooed event had no ending. It stopped in mid-scene, but the viewership was triple what a traditional ending might have been. And those 2 elements are governed by the laws of subtraction, which is to say, think about removing something. And it goes back to the definition of elegance, right? Uncommon simplicity and surprising power. If you're artful and thoughtful and purposeful about what you subtract, you can create far more power and impact because of it. And sustainability is the notion that, gosh, we all have more to do and less to do it with, especially in this economic environment right now. And so it's the notion that true innovation really can be spurred by a focus on and exploitation of finite resources. So those 4 elements come together to help us craft elegance and elegant solutions.
So in practical terms, how could a business manager find elegance in his work?
start looking at the things that get in the way, I think, of customer value. You have to have an absolutely picture-perfect notion of what your customer truly wants, needs, requires, and desires. And then, working from the customer back, systematically subtract all the things that get in the way of delivering that value to a customer in a way that's effortless, that's memorable, that's spare and seductive at the same time. Gosh, right here in Southern California, all you have to do is go to the local In-N-Out Burger to see this in action. They have a very spare menu of 4 or 5 items, but the secret menu has about 6 or 7 times that many items. And so what happens is if you resist adding, your customers will co-create for you. So as a practical matter, think about what it is you can remove to have a greater impact for your customers.
So my final question, for readers of your book, what is the one thing that you really hope that they take away?
I guess the one thing that I would hope that they take away from this book is that whatever you're doing, whatever you want to achieve, stop thinking about what more you can do. Start thinking about what you can actually stop doing. And it's a different way of thinking. And that lesson hit home with me several years ago when I heard Jim Collins, who I'm sure everyone knows about, business management guru, Good to Great, and his new one, How the Mighty Fall. He said, whatever your to-do list is, come up with a stop-doing list, a not-to-do list, which is to say, rank order all of your priorities, goals, and objectives, and as a practice, get rid of the bottom 20%. As a ritual even, and forget about them forever. So the takeaway is not so much what are you doing to achieve elegance, what are you not doing that will help you achieve elegance.
Well, I think I like that one. That was my last question.
Okay.
Matt, thank you so much for spending time with us today, and best of luck on your book.
Thank you.
This is Danielle for the GBR blog. Find us online at gbr.pepperdine.edu/blog.